Now let's tell you about the man who unleashed Saturday's horror, the mastermind of the Hamas attack. His name is Mohammed Deif Ibrahim al-Masri, but most people know him as Deif. He is the commander of the military wing of the Hamas and the mastermind of their latest terror attack. His presence looms large over Hamas and Gaza, even though he's rarely seen, rarely heard. But on Saturday morning, he made an exception. The silhouette of this mysterious man appeared on television. In a clear voice, he announced the beginning of Operation Al-Aqsa Flood, aka the terror attacks on Israel. Here's a report on how a man who was born a refugee turned into one of the world's most wanted.
We have decided to put an end to Israeli offenses with God's help, so the enemy understands that the time of wreaking without being held accountable is over. We announced the start of Al-Aqsa flood operation. We also announced, with the help and strength of God, that the first strike of Al-Aqsa flood operation has targeted sites of the enemy, its airports and military fortifications during the first 20 minutes, with more than 5,000 rockets and missiles launched.
And with those words, terror and tragedy were unleashed on Israelis. And on Gaza as Israel retaliated after Hamas's attacks. One man unleashed this hell. He is Mohammed Deif, the head of Hamas's military wing, the Izz ad-Din al-Qassam brigades. So who is this shadowy figure? Deif was born in the Khan Yunis refugee camp in the 1960s. He's believed to be in his late 50s now. He studied at the Islamic University of Gaza, and long before he embraced terror, it was theatre that he pursued. Deif was in his 20s during the first Intifada, which lasted from 1987 to 1993. That was the first time that he was arrested. Deif spent 16 months in prison. In 1990, he joined Hamas, and in 2002, he took over the command of Hamas's military wing. Deif's association with terror runs deep. Since 1995, he has orchestrated numerous suicide bombings and kidnappings. He's also responsible for the deaths of many Israeli soldiers. He has led his band of terrorists in many conflicts from 2009 to 2021. The Hamas leader has been a marked man for a very long time. For the last 26 years, Deif has been the most wanted man by Israel. There have been several attempts to kill him. But if a cat has 9 lives, Deif certainly has more than one. He has eluded Israel and death multiple times. He has survived 5 Israeli airstrikes. In 2002, rumors about his death in an Israeli airstrike turned out to be false. But the man responsible for destroying so many lives has not been unscathed by the repercussions of it. Reports say Deif lost 1 eye and 1 limb in these attempts to kill him. In 2014, an Israeli airstrike killed his wife and infant son. The strikes were intended to take him out, but his family ended up being collateral damage.
I say to Mohammed Deif, we support you. When I agreed that he marry my daughter, I knew that this day will come. This isn't a surprise for me. I am not shocked. I was expecting this to happen.
Another attempt to eliminate him in 2015 also proved to be unsuccessful. That year, the US designated him a global terrorist. Israel's last bid to neutralize before this war was in 2021. Deif keeps a low profile. He's hardly seen or heard. There are just a few images of him. He didn't even attend the funeral of his family. His in-laws say they've met him only once, when he married their daughter. Israeli intelligence reports say he goes by the code name The Guest. It would be ironic if it weren't tragic. Because who wants a guest that brings mayhem to their homes? Deif lost his wife and child in 2014. Reports say on Wednesday he lost his father and brother when Israel bombed his house. His whereabouts are not known, but he's still believed to be in Gaza. While for the world, Mohammed Deif is a dreaded terrorist, a mass murderer, some even compare him to Al-Qaeda's Osama bin Laden, within Hamas he's known as the living martyr, perhaps alluding to the several unsuccessful attempts to kill him. Gandhi, the ultimate pacifist, had famously said, "An eye for an eye makes the whole world blind." But the one-eyed Hamas mastermind seems hell-bent on doing just that.